Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Thank you for joining this morning's edition of Don't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys, because you literally cannot sleep on the Cowboys because things happen late in the evening, late at night, first thing in the morning, so you want to be up to speed with all that is America's team. Man, it's Tuesday already in Hate Week. Day after tomorrow, it's Thanksgiving, so I hope you all have your turkey and everything ready to go and have your plans down pat for where you're going and how you're getting there, and be safe however you go because I know people are already beginning to take off now. Traffic's already building here in the Washington, D.C. area. But this is Hate Week, Cowboys versus Redskins. And I got to tell you, things have changed so much from when I was a kid or growing up or in things because Redskins Cowboys used to mean everything. The build up for that game was basically a whole week long festival. I mean, there was hate thrown back and forth. There was billboard material, and I know you guys don't know what bulletin board material is, but back in the day, before you had computer screens and stuff, they had a cork board where you take a thumbtack and you would take a newspaper article and you would stick it on the bulletin board as opposed to a Twitter war. And so you'd have headlines saying that the Cowboys stink or I'm going to clear out Danny White's clock. And you would put that up on the bulletin board to remind people of how much you wanted to kick the Redskins' ass. It was hated. George Allen, literally, as he put it, when you lose, a little piece inside of you dies. Nothing important now, like a spleen, but something in there dies. I feel that way every time the Cowboys lose. Oh, let's get open for business. Sorry here. But that's kind of been replaced, and I think that's mainly because of free agency, because players don't necessarily have the allegiance to teams like they used to. Because players used to know, get drafted by the Cowboys, I'm pretty much going to play for the Cowboys for my whole career. And the same thing for Redskins. So you knew those guys. You hated those guys. Now, as Demario Davis put it to me, we're independent contractors. We work for whoever's going to pay us. It's not necessarily that, I'm a Dallas Cowboy or I'm a Washington Redskin. I'm a football player. I get paid to do a job. And some of that bitterness, some of that aggression, some of that rivalry has been lost on it, and I kind of miss it. The other problem, of course, is generally speaking, for about the last 25 years, neither team or one of the teams or both of the teams have just been bad. The only thing you've been playing for is bragging rights. It's been kind of meaningless games. But I'm happy. I'm excited because this game is about playoffs. Make no mistake about it. This game, for once, is now important because we lose, the Redskins actually have a pretty good shot at going to the playoffs and winning the division. The Eagles, they're done. They'll own the tiebreaker against us. They'll be up by 2 games, really 2.5 games. So if the Cowboys don't come in here ready to play for this one, I don't know why you ever show up. This is it. I said a few weeks ago, you want playoffs? The Cowboys are in a playoff situation every single week because you win, your hopes stay alive. You lose, you're pretty much out of it. And I hope that they have this mentality going in. Now, the good news is, well, there's no real good news on a short week, but they had a walkthrough yesterday, which is practice. Antoine Woods was a full participant in it. Last week he missed the game because of concussion. That's a big boost because our defensive line has been nicked up. We've got David Irving, who I don't think will be ready to go this Thursday, maybe the following week. You've got Taco Charlton, who's been injured. So you've been a little short-handed on that defense. But that's not to say that that defense has not been doing its job. We are third in the NFL in scoring defense, only giving up an average of 19 points a game. That will bode well. And as you see, because a lot of people will say, well, you're going to be outmatched by other teams that are out there because you can't keep up scoring wise. That's what they said about us playing Atlanta on the road. But you held Atlanta to one touchdown and basically prevent defense. And when you look at the Rams in that game, the Chiefs last night, that was shades of Cowboys versus Denver in 2013, where there was no defense. And it's kind of interesting to me because what happened to the LA Rams defense? Because we were told that that defense, with Namine Sue, with Aaron Donald, with all of those playmakers on that defense, that they were going to be killers out there. Yet, they're 23rd in scoring defense. They're giving up almost 400 yards a game. That's a lot of yards and a lot of points. Now, can the Cowboys keep up with the? I don't know. The only way we'll find out on that one is if they make the playoffs. We'll find out next Thursday when we take on the Saints. But the interesting thing is, all of these high-scoring offenses kind of have one thing in common. Generally speaking, with the exception of Pittsburgh, their defenses are not real good. So it'll be interesting to see our Cowboys against another high-scoring offense to see how we do. And the thing, you may not like the offense that we have. The play calling can be questionable. But when you look at a game like last night, we're playing prehistoric football. But when you look at a game like last night, what the style of play we do is control the tempo and control the clock and give the other teams less opportunities to score. That's what we did to Matt Ryan and the Falcons. By grinding it out, by picking up these 5 yards outs that stay in bounds, that clock keeps running. There's less plays for the other teams. There's less opportunities. And so if you can go down there, drive, take up 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes a drive, and score, and you get a stop here and there on one of these track meet teams, then you got a good chance of actually winning. So the philosophy, you understand. Control the clock, control the tempo, slow down these other teams, keep your defense fresh. It's not a bad philosophy. It just needs to be tweaked a whole lot more. They need to do more play action. They need to do more misdirection. They need to do more run-pass options. They may even want to mix in there from time to time, and I know this sounds exact opposite, but to keep defenses guessing. Throw in a hurry-up from time to time when teams are least expecting it. That way you keep them off balance. That way they don't know where it's coming from. And you start wearing out the defenses, and you're able to score easier. So hopefully we'll get that game plan down better as the season goes on. Hopefully we start getting back some more of these defensive players, and we can continue to keep the pressure on teams. I'm excited. We got 6 games to go, and who knows where everybody's going to be at the end of the year. One final note on Alex Smith. He had surgery yesterday, and it turns out it was a compound fracture, as well as a spiral fracture, which means the bones went through the skin. And also, a radial fracture is where there's twisting, so the bone kind of rips apart. He's going to have a long recovery, and I doubt that he's going to be ready to go for the beginning of the season. So the Redskins may end up needing to get another quarterback to start for next year. That's the crazy thing about football. You're one play away from being career ended. And thoughts and prayers go out to Alex Smith, even though he's a Redskin. Still don't want anybody to go through anything like that. But, ooh, that's nasty. I'm Mark Holmes. I got to go ahead and get to my day job. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll be sure to keep you keep you up to date with any news on the Dallas Cowboys. I'll see you guys soon.